Begin in a seated position. Connect your Ujjayi breath. And then discover your most central orientation within your body. And this is by feel, by sensing. How do you know, feel, sense the centermost of your person? How is that an experience for you in your body? And let the experience have a moment-to-moment fluency by breathing in, by breathing on. And breathing through your core. So the experience isn't an observational one, but a participatory one. You are participating in and with and being as this central organizational orientation axis, core. We'll move directly into a side bend. Place the right hand on the ground. As you inhale, take that right shoulder, draw it down. Take the left arm, reach it up. And exhale, lengthen through your trunk. So that means the ribs. So these right ribs, these bottom ribs. Don't pull them in. Lengthen those low ribs out. So now as you're inhaling, the ribs moving. The right ribs move. The right ribs expand as well as the left ribs. And feel, check that. So you might have to do a little seated adjustment. And then checking with your breath if that moves a little bit more. Chest opener. Inhale, take the left hand, left of shoulder, left of vertical. And exhaling, spread the hand bones, reach out, reach back. So outreach, back reach. So you can almost treat this like the very beginnings of a back bend. Almost reaching behind you. If it helps you to reach for something behind you, go right ahead, reach for something, but reach back. When that left side chest is quite broad, spread. Bring breath right up there, under the chest wall. And inhale. We'll bring that left hand up and around. Bring the torso up, the head up. We'll switch sides. All right. And I'll show you, before we switch sides, I'll show you this rib, what I'm talking about, this rib. Okay. So watch these left side ribs. This will be the side that we're working on. Pull my shirt. Go like so. So there's, you see how I'm kind of pinching and lifting my ribs into my body? It sure will make this feel bendy. And then watch this. Take this really tight arc in my ribs. I can pull and lengthen the ribs. I can still get a nice stretch, arch, but I don't have to suck and condense my diaphragm immobile. Let's try it out. Left hand down. So the pulling action, it's kind of like cobra. It's like I'm pulling the side of my ribs toward the horizon. Inhaling. Exhale, reach that right arm over. So both the left side and the right side of ribs are telescoping away from the hips. And letting breath confirm that. Are you moving? Are you expanding? Is there stifled movement? Is there impedance? Is there freedom? Chest opener. And he'll take the right hand, right up vertical. Spread the hand bones. And exhale, reach out. At the same time you're reaching out, glide the shoulder down. And reach back a little bit further. You can almost reach back till you're on the brink of falling back. You won't fall back. The likelihood of that happening is low. But you can reach back, almost flirting with falling back. That might be kind of fun. Inhale, come upright, torso upright. Now let's go right over left half lotus. Maybe grab a strap if you like that. We'll be twisting to the right. So the right is over the left. We'll be twisting to the right. Inhaling. All the ribs, the left side, the back side, the right side of ribs grow toward the sky. Exhale, turning to the right. Release. Inhaling, unwind. We'll pause right here with the right over the left. We'll just take a little moment at Tolasana in half lotus. So place the hands under the shoulders, beside the hips, fingers pointing forward, palms all the way to the ground, all the way to surface. On exhale, press down, shoulders move down. So if all you're working on is press and you're feeling a little stretch in the palms, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to go further. You don't have to lift. If you keep pressing and you feel your bottom lift, fine. If you're still pressing consistently, your butt's still floating, you can draw the knees toward your chest. And release. When we do things like Tolasana, there's this little urge, this human urge to, kind of shove, release, shove, release, shove, release, shove, release. When we do it on the next side, just try to be super consistent. Press to the amount that you can. Sustain, because we'll take a few breaths, and that's sustained traction. Let's switch sides, left over right. Seated twist. Inhaling all the ribs, the left ribs, the right ribs, the back ribs. Expanding toward the horizon. Feel the movement. Confirm the movement in your body. Exhale, turning to the left. If it feels like it gets a little stuck in your body, stay with it. Stay with it. As we feel a stuckness and then we kind of bounce out and start thinking or doing other stuff outside of our body, stay with it. It's okay to breathe and just hang out with a stuck feeling. Release. Inhale. We'll unwind from the twist. Set the palms under the shoulders, right near the hips. Fingertips facing forward. Palms fully on the ground. So again, part of this might be just pressing and working a little bit of a stretch the thumb muscles, wrist. As you're exhaling, add pressure slowly, consistently. Resist the urge to jerk, push, shove, release. And just start to press until you can sustain. And we'll take a few breaths. You press the sit bones off the ground. You can draw the knees toward the ribs. and release. So we'll unwind legs. When we lie on back, we're going to continue working with the hip flexors a bit. You'll draw the right knee over the left, and you can get any foot hook additional that helps you, foot behind calf. Place your hands on your thighs. This will be the right thigh, rather. Bend at the hip until your low back is connected well to ground. Leave head on ground. Inhale into low back. Exhale. Pull thigh toward chest. The hands resist it. And to effect, the low back lengthens, contacting the ground even more firmly. Sink the low belly down. Inhale, let up on the pressure of the hands and the legs on each other. Exhale, pull the thighs to the hands. Hands will stop the motion, but there they are, pressing one into the other into. And sink the low belly down. We'll do two more, just like so. These are big hip flexor movements. Inhale into the low back, keeping the low back on the ground. Should be a nice little abdominal trip. Exhale. You're curling the tailbone, drawing the thigh toward the chest, and the hand pauses movement, letting that expand the back. This is just like that Tolasana when we pull the thighs and the knees away from the ground. Same motion. The arms really steady, pulling, and some internal lengthening. Do the one more. I think there's the one more on this side. So it's just a lying Tolasana in principle. And then release. And we'll switch sides. So we'll cross the right over left, I believe. Left over right. Well, you know what it is. They're your legs. And we'll do 4 on this side. Place the hands on the thighs. The head remains on the ground. And at no point in these, with my head on ground, does my head get kind of rear back. So the distance around the space between the neck and the ground will remain pretty constant. Inhale into the low belly and into the low back. Exhale, curling tailbone, thighs pull toward the chest. They kind of bump the hands, and the hands press back. Keep pulling and pressing. Keep pulling and pressing, lengthening through the low back. And I'll sink the low belly down. I do 3 more on your own. And when you're entirely through with those few, you likely will have found some lower abdominals or hip flexors. Some people feel this acutely, like a stretch in the deep outer hip. Anything's possible. We'll be working in bridge, and we'll be using one block near the front of our body. If you have two, you'll want one block on the back side of your body. We'll figure out how we need to do it. Set up for bridge. Exhale, shift the tailbone toward the sky. Okay. So if you only have one block, put it on the sacral side, the back side. If you have 0 blocks, you just have to get really strongly high hips. So you have to use your butt muscles. So inhaling, draw left thigh to vertical. Okay. And this is where the second block might be handy. It might actually work better for you to push the block against your left thigh. Why would I use a block when I can just touch and reach my hand? Because as I start to press, the further my hands are forward of my body, the more likely I'm to kind of start pulling my shoulders and messing around with things in my neck. So to keep the neck and the shoulders very quiet, I'm using a second block on the thigh. I can keep my shoulders very quietly connected to the ground. Inhale into the low belly. As you exhale, pull the left thigh into the block or hands. Push with the right sole of foot into the earth. Nudge that left thigh up. And really setting that left foot down. Okay. So remain in bridge. And just to reiterate, as we're getting ready to switch sides, one leg is pressing the ground super strongly. Butt muscles, leg muscles. The other leg is pulling. Inhale, draw the right thigh bone to about vertical. Use your block. If you've got the second block, use the second block. Contact the right thigh bone with that block. And this way you can keep the shoulders near the ground, the arms close to the ground. Now inhale into low belly, low back. And as you exhale, pull the right thigh toward your chest. It bumps the hands or block. It stays put. Drive. Press through that left heel, midfoot. Use the butt. Bridge a little higher. There you go. It's not too different from that move we just did on the ground. Right leg is pulling. And the left foot is driving, but the backside is very active on the left leg. The front of the hip is active on the right side. All of this without any stress on the neck. Release, set the right foot down. And now we're ready for unlocking hip. So inhale. Now when you pull this left thigh toward the chest, hopefully it just kind of lifts in quite easily. And we'll hook that ankle over the thigh. We're going to go through some hand wrist stretches here. I'm going to go right palm to sky. Lightly draw the pinky back. Inhale. Flex the left foot, hooking it into place on the right thigh. Exhale, outreach through the palm, outreach through the left thigh. And go to the next finger. And the middle finger. As you're softening through the hand, releasing through the thigh, the hip, soften through the jaw. And the index. And the thumb. Gonna lightly draw the thumb out, away from the palm, draw it back. And just sit on the block, keep pressing, keep reaching. When you're through the right hands, we'll set the left foot down. Inhale, draw that right thigh to your chest. And place the ankle over the thigh, unlocking the hip. We'll take another 5 breaths going through this other side. We'll say the continuity and the richness of feeling, sensing your body. The unflickering, the unflinching steadiness that we're experiencing in our sensing, listening bodies can show up as both stillness and presence. So 2 of my teachers made powerful arguments for undistracted attentiveness, feeling awareness. Like the little distractions, the flicking over here and the flicking that over there is, in a sense, a loss. It's like it's a loss of that richness. And when you've gone through those 5 digits, you'll feel if you've started to steady in to feeling and being in your body, you'll feel if you just kind of feel wind blown and on to the next. You'll feel that. You'll know. You'll know if you're steadying in and things feel richer, clearer, steadier. And you'll feel if you kind of are ready to tumbleweed out of this bridge. So unwind, we'll set the foot down. Remove any black from underneath. And we'll exit bridge. When you come up to seated, set your legs straight out in front of you. Place the palms directly under your shoulders next to your hips. So again, the palms are fully on surface. The fingertips are pointing forward. And if you're just working with stretching or just a light application of pressure on the hands for now, that's where it is. Okay, so you're not trying to force through any joint issues, or you're not forcing warmth or movement through joints that don't want that. So one is just pressing, pressure in the hands, pressing more. Might render shoulders slide down. Pressing more. Hips start to lift off the ground. Pressing more. The thighs lift off the ground. Pressing more. Maybe start to draw the thighs toward the nose. And release. Let's set up for dolphin. Inhale, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. Exhale, come in. Come into dolphin. Spread open the hands, reach out every single digit. Shift the weight into left arm. This can be partial or fully. We'll take the right elbow away from the ground. If you're just still steadying or not fully transferring the weight, you can use those fingertips on standby for a moment. Option 2. Take that right hand, walk, reach the fingertips toward the back edge, the foot edge of your mat. Walk, reach until that arm is straight. You'll have a kickstand, but way out by the foot, straightening the arm. It's creating just a slightly different, very mild form of dolphin strut. I really like it. Yeah, switch sides. So we're going to partially or fully shift weight into the right shoulder. Taking the left elbow away from the ground. And take the left hand, walk it, reach it all the way. So the left arm is straightened, the fingertips point toward the heel. And release. Let it down. We'll stand in a wide-legged stance. We'll be taking chest opener in a fold. So align the outer edges of your feet with the edges of the mat. Just very slight in-turn. Inhale. Interlacing hands. And exhale, come into the fold. Lift the knuckles so that the shoulders move away from the ears. Find out what angle that is for you. How do you reach the knuckles? So the shoulder mass lifts away from the earlobes. Inhale, bring the hands down to sacrum. Bring the hands down now to the ground. And let's turn the right foot to the right, coming into warrior two. So offer that central organizational place in the body so that as we return to it over and over again, there's I'm going to make up a word here, a stilling action. The many, many returns heightens our sensitivity for this area. And it's of such import that as we keep deepening into this core, there seems to be a quality of settling, gradually an increasing sense of stillness. So it's one of the ways you can just check in. So we can do a little hip thing here. Inhale, the right hand to the thigh and the left hand to the ground. A little head to ankle prep. And then exhale, press out through the left leg. Yes, the back leg, the left leg. Use the hands to help navigate or usher the entire trunk away from the pelvis. Release, Mancun stretch. Inhale, walk the hands toward toward your right foot. This is the front of the mat, I guess, now. And we'll set the left knee down. Exhaling, walk your right foot to the middle of your mat, which hopefully is about the middle of your body. Okay. I'm bending my right knee, or walking my foot into place. So my knee is over my footprint, and then a little bit further. Strong flex in the right foot. to lead my foot onto its outer edge. So it's like the right side of a book cover, my leg. It's kind of pouring over to the right. So I'm sustaining this angled leg all on the outer edge of my foot. You'll decide where to put the hands. I just kind of have them under my shoulders somewhere. And release. So release by putting the right sole of foot back on the ground. Easy twisting lunge. Leave that left knee on the ground. Exhaling, draw the right arm up. Reach up and reach back. And let the reaching back help broaden open to the front of diaphragm, that solar plexus. Breathe into the solar plexus. Confirm that diaphragm, ooh, it moves. Trying to get really, really clear that just the visualizing and knowing that we're breathing a little different than using the breath to participate and confirm, getting the knowing from the movement, from the body directly, direct experience. Inhale, bring the right hand down. Blocks may be helpful for pyramid. Straighten the back knee off the ground. Exhaling, fold. Right back to the core. Okay. Vertical splits. So you might move those blocks forward from your foot. Inhaling, drawing that left leg up. Both legs working strongly, in their respective directions. All right. When you inhale the left foot down, we're going to set up for scissors with a practice move to elephant. So we got some scissors warmed up for us. So if you need to take a look, just make sure your parts are down and you can easily look. Scissors, we'll just do one side. It's the right leg forward. And the optional move of starting to work that left leg through the hands and forward. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, so if you're working scissors, And if you need to pause and take little ground catches, that's fine. Okay. So we'll work scissors and then or into elephant. This can be broken into as many little discrete working moments as we need. But I just want to give you a little continuity practice if you're up for it. All right, so scissors. We've got our right foot forward, right arm under the thigh. And with the left palm, it's under the hip or the shoulder, but the fingers just turned a little bit out. So walk the feet apart. Okay. And if you're doing a little flying, a little floating, perfect, fine. If you're just letting the feet touch the ground to minimize some of the effect, that's okay. The elephant is when we start to draw that left foot forward and through the hands. So if you've got a sustained pressure on the hands, that's why we're trying to work to sustain our efforts. That'll help us stay with these transitions. All the way out, out, out. And then that left leg is reaching way forward. And that right leg kind of hooks down like a tusk over the arm. There you go. Sustained, steady efforts. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to press back into downward dog. Is it possible to draw that left leg right back through the little window of the hands back? Sure is. You can have lots of transition practice today. And then you'd step the right foot back, downward dog. Warrior two. Inhale the left foot forward. As you're exhaling, slight shift, find the tail. Align the skull over the tail, lighten the skull away from the neck. As we keep organizing in the centermost of our person, there's a tendency, all sorts of things that can happen. I'm just a little bit of a mechanics person. But there's a tendency to start to deepen the motions, the movements, the touch gets subtler, the perceptivity heightens for subtler and quieter activities all the way and right into silence. Extended, head to ankle prep. Left hand on left thigh. Inhale the right hand to the ground. And exhaling, press. Find out if you can lead the entire trunk away from this hip crease area. Move the whole trunk. And when we release, Main Coon stretch. Inhale, walk the hands toward your left foot. We'll set the right knee down. The left foot is walked midline. Adjust the foot-knee relationship so that this knee is over the footprint. Then, strong, active left foot. It's like you're opening the book cover to the left, the leg. And release. Inhale, tip the left foot back to the ground. The right knee down. Easy twisting lunge. Exhaling, lift the left arm up. Spread the hand bones. Another form of just wrist and hand relief, and reach back. Feel how your breath grows continuous from pose to pose. Feel if it's like turning on a light switch on and off. Feel if the light switch comes on, the breath comes on brightly and with continuity from one pose to the next pose. So these are little internal participatory choices that we make, and we train it. We train that continuity by keeping the light on, keeping the breath going. Pyramid. Inhale, bring the left hand down to the ground. Blocks might be nice. Exhaling, press the back knee off the ground. Keeping the breath continuous. And if you start to stare off at your toenails or your cuticles, come right back to your core, because the cuticles and the core are a little bit different place. Vertical splits. Hands forward, inhale. Draw the right leg up. Inhale, letting the right foot down. Scissors. Elephant. Downward dog. So I'm going to give you a little moment. And just kind of work out your shapes. Breathe. There's some degree of transition. We'll all be able to transition in some way. Whether some of us are sustaining all of our weight on our hands and arm balancing through, or whether we're just walking and working the foot inch by inch. Continuity of breath, continuity of feeling awareness, unflinching, continuous felt sensing. It's a choice, we train it. The byproducts of training it here is that we stay in feeling during all sorts of other experiences. There you go. There you go. So there's scissors, having a few breaths, transition moments. Elephant, that would be where the right leg, right knee, right foot, right leg works through the hands all the way forward. And stay with it. Stay with it. And into downward dog. You can stay with that transition too. Set the knees down. Have a seat. When you cross legs, take a hand, fingertips face spine. Pick up that sit bone, sit on the top of the hand, the knuckles. And letting this entire arm lengthen as the ribs grow tall. Switch sides. By growing the ribs vertically, the palm, arm being lengthened, and get right up to this thoracic diaphragm or this thoracic inlet. Or is it outlet? But right up here, top of the rib cage, clavicle, scalenes. This is where the thorax becomes the neck, and the neck connects to the thorax. The big interchange place. Big interchange. Release. We'll lie back. Shavasana. As we deepen our connection to core, learn if there's any correlation to discovering a deeper sense of stillness, comfort, or ease. So the ease that I'm referring to is not an ease of how do I kick back and make sure all of my experiences are, fully cooked mush food. It's not about finding easy experiences, but about experiencing at a depth where there's no need to flinch, distract. There's a resoluteness to being here. There's an unwavering here-ness. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side. I will press up to seated. Namaste.